Hello, welcome to my studio. My name is Jess. I am currently 22. I will be 23 in about a month. This video is pretty much just a tour of my studio. I just graduated with a bachelor's in art education with a focus in painting. So that's just kind of a little bit of my background. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my partner and our black cat Sandman. I have really bad allergies right now, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of sniffling. I'm gonna try not to let it be annoying. So to start with the studio, kind of when you walk in, the door has our name tags, ceramic piece that I made in ceramics class. It's kind of just like a little emblem. This wall behind me is kind of the first thing that I show. This wall really has all of my paintings, things that I've finished mostly. Right in front of it is an easel, usually with the painting that I'm working on currently, which is that one. You can see it behind me. Along this wall is my art cart and their brushes and paints and things like that. Then there is a door right behind me. It's actually a small closet that it's really full of things. It just holds any extra like seasonal decoration, things like that, winter jackets. I actually have a bin kind of just specifically for toys. And then kind of moving on back this way, this corner is sort of a work in progress. It has tubs that I don't use anymore, but there's some sewing projects in there and a weighted blanket on top, so I have to kind of like get rid of all of that. But the only really functional part of that corner is the sketch pads. I have so many sketch pads and just different boards and things. Where I'm sitting at right now is my desk, and it's actually kind of in a rare form. It's very clean and not full of things, but that's my desk. And actually right under it I have cables that I need to grab every day, like kind of like my go-to chargers and cables and things like that. On the other side I have more canvases and smaller sort of wooden panels that need to be painted on at some point. Then right above this desk area, you'll notice that around this whole studio there is a lot of sort of little things, little knickknacks, little trinkets. I really like this wall because I think it brings a lot of color, brings me lots of joy and inspiration. Just take note of all of the plants around. They are real and alive. Not mine though, also my partner's. I can't keep them alive. I just am not consistent enough. So then we're moving on to kind of this corner of the studio. This corner I'm making and presenting all of my art, and this corner is where you would find all the materials to make and present the art. So these two shelves over here kind of hold anything that you could really think of that you may need. I'm pointing out our kind of our miniature craft tub. It is full of just like miniatures, crafts that we've made, or miniature sets that we're currently working on. And right below it is actually a wooden kind of chest that holds all of my paper crafts. I got really into origami for a while and got obsessed with trying to make as many things as I possibly could. I am really into making paper stars. Right next to it is a little hedgehog kind of like basket, and that just holds a projector and other cables, things like that. Then the shelf underneath that is a caboodle with jewelry and other beads and things like that, and right next to that is two tubs, one with different fabric like felt and cloth, and another tub with various sewing things. You'll see at the top we've got some Funkos and a couple Lego sets. These top two shelves have all of my books and journals, and honestly anything that really mimics a book is in here, and I have everything labeled. This next section is almost a extension of my desk. It just has anything that you may consider to be on a desk there. So binder clips, rubber bands, erasers, scissors, glues, really anything that you can think of that you might need to grab really quickly, it should be there. Right underneath that, I have a shelf full of markers, pens, anything that you really color with, you'll find it there, easily accessible. And then lastly, right underneath that, we have my sewing machine. I also have like a various other extra things like ceramic cups and this big tub of glue. And then right in between the wall and this really tall shelf, basically, you just saw, is every drawing that I've made since 2020. It is essentially a giant like box. I actually really like it because I don't have sort of a file like cabinet like I think most studios do, so it's nice to have somewhere where I can just slip all of my artwork in. Now we're moving on to the next wall. This wall has my whiteboard and my calendar that I change every month. Some months it's filled up, some months it's not. It just really depends on how consistent I am. Something about this wall that I wanted to highlight is the pin board. It is a piece of cardboard kind of with fabric glued on top that we stuck to the wall. Now we attach all of our pins onto. Every once in a while one of us will get a new backpack, and it's cool to kind of sit over there and just pick what pins are going to go onto the new bag. Another thing I wanted to highlight kind of on this wall was there's this small table with a couple things on top. I did have a vase that I did in ceramics there. Moving on, we have the dresser. This dresser is actually the closet, I would say, of the studio. The first shelf holds all of my other craft things. The following shelf is my extension of my paints, and honestly it's just empty containers really for paints. I kind of have a little bit of a problem with keeping containers that I should probably really get rid of. The next drawer is the paper drawer. This is actually one of my favorite drawers right now. I love this drawer. It really is just what it is, a paper drawer. If there's scraps of papers that I need or that I'm not using anymore, I throw them in here. There's a bunch of construction paper, pattern paper, all different types of things in there. And lastly, the last drawer is sort of a collage drawer. It holds any pictures that I may not have displayed, scraps that I haven't used in a collage, things like that. There's also a couple art books in there that we feel happy to take pictures out of, things that we don't really use. I wanted to highlight our second art cart in here. This actually holds everything that Dana uses to make art, but she is able to keep kind of all of her art things and all of her art materials in this cart. So I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit. Then right next to that we have a mattress that came with the apartment. Yeah, that's our extra mattress that really has nowhere else to go. It's there. You also see a wooden board that we like to draw on and kind of use different paint markers and test different things on there. Honestly, this whole corner is kind of boring. It's just rolls of paper that don't really fit anywhere else, things like that. It's kind of funny that I like even take the time to show it to you, but it's there if you wanted to see it. Honestly, that's it for the tour. I just want to say I really love this space right now. It's been at least a good year, almost a full year of just trying to get this space together. If you'd like to see more of my work, please subscribe because I plan to do more videos. You can see all of my artwork, some of the stuff that you've seen in here. You can see it on my Instagram. I hope it brought you some inspiration. This place for me is just a space that brings me excitement and joy and ambition every day. So I hope everyone has a space like that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.